Imagine your son being invited to a party and he was only there for 2 hours before he died at home. And you text the female that hosted the party to find out how your son died in her backyard, and she never responded. Not even her mother that owned the home never reached out to offer condolences. I stand firmly on this. If you are the only person of color at someone's home, do not stay. I found this story while I was on TikTok, and the page just screamed pain. Like, I could just imagine, I can't imagine, sorry, how much pain this mother is in, and I want to help share this story with you guys. While you're here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification on the road to 400k. This is the true definition of pain, sorrow, having to bury your child. This was so painful. When all the world is asleep at night, I stay up and watch the night. My heart pains, broken. Justice for Shamar, please, I need to know the truth. I have not slept since you died, my son. I have no peace. I'm devastated, shattered, and completely broken. I didn't even get to say goodbye. My heart pains, my son. This was the happiest day of my life 7 years ago, helping my son, my first child, get dressed for high school prom. Rest in peace, my son, beloved son. My son Shamar went to a birthday party in Mississauga, Ontario. My son never made it home. Instead, he made it to a morgue. Shamar turned 25 in May. Shamar loved life. Shamar loved people. Shamar had a passion for acting. He enjoyed playing different characters. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my son. He was lifeless when I saw him. What happened to Shamar? Question mark. Because she does not even know today what happened to her son. She just knows some things, which we're gonna get into. Keep watching.
Is very fragile, and oftentimes we don't know just how fragile it is until certain things unfold within our lives. Having lost my son in June has made me realize how fragile life can really be. To have lost a child, it's devastating. It's heartbreaking. It's one of those things that you wish that you're in a dream, but you also have to wake up because you can't live in denial. It's one of those things that you would want to be in denial, but for the sake of your own mental health and your well-being, you have to realize that, yes, this is not a dream. The reality is I've lost my son. And I just want to say to everyone that love your loved ones. Appreciate them wholeheartedly. Go hard for those that go hard for you. Stick with those that sticks with you. Ride with those that ride the waves and the tides with you. Because in the end, you just never know. You just never know.
My son died at a all-white party in Mississauga, Ontario. Look, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I thought it was going to be Mississippi. The justice system is biased. Shamar Dante, rest in God's loving arms, my son. My beloved first son, my son Shamar. If I could erase this chapter of my life, I would. If love could bring you back, you would be here. There's not a second that goes by without me wiping the tears from my eyes. You were a great human being that showed love and compassion to all. And I'm deeply hurt that in your final moments, it was not reciprocated back. You die at the teacher's home. And even though she's a parent, it bothers me that because of the color of your skin, people watch you die after whatever they did to you. Rest in peace, my dearest son. My heart breaks and I am hurt to the core of my very soul. I taught my children to love all, to have compassion and empathy towards people. Let's be honest here, a lot of people aren't like me. My son, ultimately, death had made me realize that racism is very real. We can turn a blind eye to issues like these that are affecting us on a daily basis. My son was invited to a party by people pretending to be his friends. Maybe my son was naive to have believed that they had a big heart as he did. When I arrived at the hospital to identify my son's body, when I saw the state of my lifeless son, I knew he was deceived by wolves pretending to be sheep. You invite, and this is when she starts to call out the people that were at the party. You invited my son to a birthday party. My son died at home. At the home, you never offered condolences to me or my children. You befriended my son, and in 6 months of him meeting you at work, I had to bury my first child. That's crazy. The fact that he hasn't even gave condolences and they're being quiet, it speaks volumes. It says so much. Again, we don't know their side, so I try not to jump the gun here. But if what she's saying is true, then that says a lot. Took Shamar as a friend. I remember when I got to the hospital to identify my son's body, the detective said based on his understanding, they were more like acquaintances. That's the impression they gave to the police. Shamar didn't know that. That's why he accepted the invitation to the birthday party. When Pharrell was asked by someone, was there a fight at the party? He said no. Everyone at the party all loved Shamar. Think about it. Everyone at the party all loved Shamar. Yet, no one from the party offered condolences. That's crazy. And here is his sister speaking out.
Sibling. I just want to give thanks to everyone that has been showing my mom's page so much support and so much love and wanting to hear more about my brother's story. So I just want to give a little overview of who I am and who Shamar is. I'm Shamar's youngest sibling. I'm 18 years old, and Shamar, that was 25, that sadly passed away this year on June 29th. He was a loving, caring, and supportive brother to his 4 younger siblings. He was the oldest of all 5. He was a loving and caring nephew to his aunts and uncles, a loving son to his parents, and just a loving person to his cousins and everyone that knew Shamar. Shamar loved fitness. He loved getting fit. He loved going to the gym. He loved acting. He did a lot of acting projects when he was alive. And he loved the whole spotlight. Like, if you knew Shamar, Shamar loved being recorded, anything that had to do with spotlight, modeling, or anything. That's what Shamar loved. Shamar, on June 29th, went to a birthday party he was invited to a birthday party from his so-called friends, and he sadly passed away that date. And right now we're waiting on more information and more details because we haven't been given enough information, any details. That's why we've been posting, and my mom's been posting, because this is such an unfortunate case. Shamar met his so-called friends in December of 2023, and the same people that he became friends with in December, the same people at the birthday party, that's where his last breath was taken away from him. None of his so-called friends at that birthday party reached out to us or sent us any condolence messages. They didn't even show up to the hospital when my brother passed away, and that was very odd. That was a very odd scenario because we had to find out these people through other sources in the police, and we got in hands of contacting one of the people that had the birthday party, and no condolence, nothing. Nothing. The information we've got, we literally have no information, and we really don't know the true way of how our brother died. And
It's because they're guilty.
Video got cut off, but basically what I was saying was we thank you for everyone that's been along with us in this journey and everyone that's been showing support to my mom's page and wanting to spread and reach out to us through this difficult time, especially difficult time for my parents and us. And we just want to spread awareness that people that you like, the people that you call friends are not always your friends, and the people that you think have your best interests don't always have your best interest. Watch out for the people's homes you enter yourself into, because you never know if we're going to come back out of those homes, you know? And yeah, not everyone is your friend. Don't be too friendly. Be very selective of who you call friends. Everything you are invited to or invited to go is not always a place that you should be going. So yeah, it's very unfortunate that my brother did not come home. He thought it was going to be a fun day for him, but unfortunately that was not the case. But we just want to spread awareness, and we want to spread Shamar's name out. Shamar was 25 years old. He died way too young, and forever Shamar and forever 25. And we will continue to spread awareness and spread Shamar's story out more. And we just ask that you spread this to your young kids, to your teenagers, to young adults, because Shamar was 25 years old, that be mindful of who you become friends with, and be mindful of whose houses you go to. That's a very important factor. Make sure you know your kids. If they're going to so-and-so, like, make sure your kids know that we can help save more children's lives, because children's lives, teenagers' lives, and adults' lives, because you never know. So
unfortunately, it is so sad because sometimes you can't see it, you know, like this reminds me of the Shanquella Robinson case. I remember, you know, Shanquella went to a place where she trusted her friend, and there's these acquaintances and they turned on her. You know, I feel like the best advice, yes, what she gave was really good advice, but I will add on to that and say, learn how some self-defense, know some survival tactics, and don't drink alcohol. You don't know where that alcohol's from. You don't know if it's expired. You don't know if it's poison. You just don't know. Be careful who you accept drinks from. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened. So I can't really be like, okay, watch this, because there's not a lot of information. Now, the mother has started putting the photos of the people that were at the party, as she should. If someone died at your party and you can't even give the family condolences, you can't even show any support or condolences even publicly or anything, that just speaks volumes. It says a lot about you. If these folks see my video and they're like, oh no, Martin, you're completely wrong. My DMs on my Instagram are always open to you. I'm not prideful. When I'm wrong, I'm more than happy to come on the internet and correct myself. If you actually said something about this boy and his passing and gave the family condolences, and the mother just happens to be lying on the internet, which I hardly doubt, but if she is, then and you show me evidence that you did give condolences and all that, I am more than happy to publicly apologize and let the public know that you did give the condolences and that you have been trying to help this mother understand why her son died. But if you've been mute, if you've been little Mickey Mouse, not saying anything, then you deserve to be called out. You deserve for your face to be all over the internet. You deserve for everyone to come and ask you questions about what happened to this boy and why he was found drowned in your pool. Maybe a lawyer came. Maybe a lawyer came to you and said, look, don't say anything, because if you say something, they're going to blame you and they're going to want to pin you of being responsible for this black man drowning in the pool. Let's get everything together first. Let's get all the investigation done first. Then you can speak out. If that's the situation, your lawyer told you that, then go back to your lawyer, that the same one that you're paying, and tell him to speak out. At least tell him to speak out for you. Because the lawyer should have no problem with speaking out for the family and go, look, there's a situation, we are going to speak on the family's behalf because they are getting accused, etc. You know, I completely understand, because sometimes that does happen. But regardless, that's just completely sad. Like, even if someone is going to accuse me sending my condolences isn't going to like affect my case if I'm innocent. Like, what the F? Unless you are somehow involved and the lawyer knows this and you're like, you know what, you better shut the because you did, it was your house, you did give this boy alcohol. Like, it's just crazy, and I just don't buy it, the whole lawyer thing, if that is the case. And the fact that these people won't speak out, it just is some punk ass, bitch ass shit. And I feel so bad for the mother, and I have the mother's back 100% unless she is wrong and she's not being honest. But I don't think this mother is on TikTok capping on the internet. I feel, and that's just my feeling, that this is coming across genuine because I am yet to see the other people speak out or say anything. And like I said before, I'm more than happy to correct myself. But look, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Hit the subscribe button with notifications, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in another video.